It's so pretty. What a beautiful mistake. Same thing my mom said about me when I was born. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about something really exciting. I'm going to be talking about your very first luxury designer handbag or luxury designer piece. There are no shortage of videos on YouTube or blogs out there on Instagram of people's suggestions of what you should be buying for your first luxury handbag. I know if you're anything like me, when I was buying my first handbag, the first thing I did was go to YouTube, type in what should be my first luxury handbag, and hope that someone with better style and smarts than me could tell me what I should be buying. What I'm gonna do is not that. I'm not gonna tell you what you should buy for your first luxury handbag. I'm going to tell you what you shouldn't buy as your first luxury handbag. And you might be asking yourself, what makes this bitch qualified to tell me what I shouldn't buy? And I'll tell you the answer to that. I'm a dumbass. And I spent my money on stupid shit. I'm here to tell you my opinions and hopefully you learn from some of the mistakes I've made when it comes to making your first luxury handbag purchase. So without further ado, grab a drink. You might need it. Some of my opinions are a little controversial and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, I'm gonna come out swinging right from the gate here and I'm gonna tell you that the first handbag that you should not buy as your very first designer luxury handbag is a classic bag just because it's a classic bag, okay? I'm sure if you type this into YouTube, if you type it into anywhere, like what should my first handbag be? What should I buy? What should it be? 9 times out of 10, maybe even 9.9 times out of 10, you're gonna see on that list somewhere the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Beautiful bag, gorgeous bag. Great tote bag. I've seen it in person. I've thought about buying it in person. I know people that have it. I've carried it. The reason that people suggest that as your first luxury handbag is because it's relatively cheap. It's very everyday. It goes with everything. But I'm gonna be honest, it's basic. Ain't nothing wrong with basic. But it's my personal opinion that you're spending all this money on something, you want it to be special. And if the Neverfull makes your heart sing, then buy the Neverfull. But if it doesn't, and you're just getting it because you're thinking it's a little bit cheaper than some of the other bags, don't buy it. Save your money, save it for something that you actually want to buy. And I'm gonna give you a real life example from my own life, something that I did when I was buying my very first luxury handbag. I decided on the Speedy. I was going back and forth between spending the little bit of extra money to get the bandolier version or just getting the classic Speedy. And I ended up going with the classic Speedy. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous bag. It's so good. It fits so much stuff. It's a little bit of a bottomless pit, but I have an organizer in here. They make tons of organizers. When I was buying this, I was so focused on, one, I really wanted a bag. I was just really like hyped up on the idea of having a bag. And two, I was feeling guilty about the fact that it was going to be a wedding present and I didn't want to spend more money than I thought this already was. Ended up just not being very conducive to my lifestyle. I don't really like a top handle bag. I should have gone with the bandolier and I didn't. I was too focused on saving the money and I didn't go with what I wanted to go to just because, you know, I watched on a YouTube video that said, you know, go with the classic Speedy. It's really great. It's a classic and it's great, but it turns out it's just not really for me. So there's mistake number 1. All right, my second bag that I don't think you should buy as your first luxury handbag. Don't buy a bag based solely on its resale potential. I know a lot of people talk about bags as investments, and I do think that they are investments in a way, but I don't think that you should go in for your first bag thinking only of your ability to get your money back out of that bag. You want to buy a bag because you enjoy it, because you love it. It makes more sense, maybe this is just me, but it makes more sense to, when you're buying something, to think of it long-term in your closet. Is it gonna work for you rather than how am I gonna get my money back from this? Again, that's just my opinion. I'm not into like bag reselling. I mean, maybe that might change. I've never bought a bag with the intention of using it for a little bit and then trying to get as much money as I could back out of it by selling it. Honestly, if I was one day lucky enough to buy a Birkin bag, I don't even think I would sell it in any circumstance. Like I could be homeless, living on the street, but I'd live in my Birkin bag. That sounds so stupid. I think I need therapy. Anyway, I just think that when you are buying your first bag, I don't think that resale potential should be the most important thing on your list of reasons as to why you're buying that bag. If you're buying a Chanel classic flap, not because it fits with your style and you think it's gorgeous and you really want to own it and you know, can afford it, and if that's not the reason, you rather actually have something like a Gucci bag that's more into your style, but Gucci doesn't hold its value as well as Chanel, so you're going to put the money towards Chanel, you're not going to love that bag the same. You're not going to reach for it, and it's not going to be worth it. Even if you do sell it and get your money out of it, it won't be worth the initial purchase. Like, go with your heart, don't go with your wallet. Go with your wallet with what you can afford. Don't go with your future wallet and what that might want. Go with your heart. By the way, if you're enjoying today's video, if you like luxury fashion, you like videos about cultivating your personal style, personal growth, or if you just think I seem like kind of fun and you might want to hang out with me, I would really love it if you would consider hitting that subscribe button, ringing my bell. I have a lot of fun here. I feel like it's a little party. All right, so this next tip is for all my super fashionistas out there. You know who you are. You're probably looking at me like this girl belongs in a dumpster, and I would agree with you on that. Next tip is to not buy something super trendy just because it's trendy. So I have an example of this from my own closet, and this is not, I did not buy this bag just for the trend. I do not regret this bag. I absolutely love this bag, but I think it's a good example of something that, you know, you could get caught up in, and spending so much money on something that's super trendy just because it's trendy, that's where you start to get into trouble. So a bag like this is my Gucci bum bag, fanny pack, whatever you want to call it. This is just super trendy. I mean, just the big logo, the fact that it's a freaking fanny pack. I love this bag. I'm gonna be wearing this bag till I'm 90 to bingo, and I don't give a crap if it's in style or not, but I just wanted to show an example of something that I was talking about. This bag was freaking $1,300. If you're spending that much money on a bag just because it's trendy, or maybe you do actually really love it and it just so happens to be trendy, and you know that you're the kind of person that follows trends, and when the trend is over, you're gonna be done with it, don't spend your money on something like this. If you know in your heart of hearts that in a few months, a few years, you're gonna be over it, you're not gonna like it anymore, you're gonna wish that you never bought it because now the trend is over and nobody's buying it and you're never gonna get any money out of it, don't buy a trendy bag. Go for something classic. I know what I said earlier. What do you want from me? I'm one person. Okay, so the next bag that I think you should not buy as your first luxury bag is any bag that you are going to have to really, really baby. What I mean by baby is a bag that, obviously you're spending all that money on a bag, you want to take care of it. Like, take care of your bags, come on. Something like a really, really soft leather that could get scratched, that you might be a little wary about using it every single day because of that. I know this was a thing a bit ago, like with the Gucci Marmont, like the velvet bags. You're not going to be able to take it out in the rain, anything like that. Anything Louis Vuitton that's in like the demi-azur or the classic monogram that's got that vachetta on it, that can, you know, get water stains and things like that, or even like sweat stains if you're carrying like your Neverfull that I told you not to buy on your shoulder. You want to make sure that the bag that you're buying for your first bag, especially if it's something that could possibly be your only bag, or at least your only bag for a while, something that you want to use every day, you want to make sure you're able to use it every single day. So all that being said, obviously whatever bag you are going to get, you should be taking care of it. At the same time, keep the materials in mind. Do you really want to have one handbag and it's velvet and you live in Seattle? I'm trying to picture Meredith Grey carrying a velvet Gucci bag, throwing it on the ground. I'm a doctor! And it lands in a puddle and then you never see it again. Oh god. At least I make myself laugh. I don't know. Okay, so my last bag that I think that you should not buy as your first luxury bag, I'm just gonna say it, but hear me out. Do not buy a pre-loved bag for your first designer handbag unless you have done your research. I'm all for pre-loved. I scour Fashion File on the daily. Buying pre-loved is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Or if you're me and it's the middle of the pandemic and you've been sad drinking all night and you're crying and you just want to fill the void with something, so you go on eBay and you find something and you go to your husband and you're like, can I please have this? It's gonna make me feel better. And your husband loves you and spoils you rotten, so he says yes, and you end up with a Lady Dior circa 2000 in nylon that you're 99% sure is not real. Don't do that. Don't be like me. Learn from my mistake. I never go on eBay, and I decided to go on eBay and I found this bag and it was like $500 and I was like, oh my god, I need it, I have to have it. It's not even like my style. I have carried it. I carried it to a job interview, and like I said, I'm 99% sure it's not real, and I paid $500 for it. So yeah, like absolutely no shade to the pre-loved route. Just don't be like me. If you're gonna go pre-loved, use your research, go through, you know, reputable sources. Don't just believe everything you read, or don't, you know, get a little woohoo and decide that you're gonna buy a bag that you know nothing about, and now you just have it and it's just sitting there and it might not even be real. You may have just spent $500 on some plastic. You don't really know. Just be smart. Be smarter than I am. Like I said, I'm a dumbass. So that is it for today's video. I really hope that you found this helpful. If you're in the market for your first luxury handbag and you're sick of being told what you should buy, get a little bit of the other side. What should you avoid? I hope that this was helpful to you. If you are looking for your first luxury handbag, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're looking at. I'm really interested. I actually have my eye on a couple things right now, and I might need some ideas of whether to be swayed one way or the other. So yeah, let's meet down in the comments. Let's talk about handbags, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!